why do we set tappets in the first place? What's it all about? Okay, well, for a starter, this isn't a tappet, it's a rocker arm. Everyone refers to a tappet adjustment, as we all know, is the clearance between the rocker arm and the valve stem. This is a tappet, or a hydraulic lifter. That's or a cam follower, all slightly different names, but this is actual what the tappet is. It rides directly on the camshaft. So when we say we're setting the tappets, we're not setting this at all. We're setting the clearance at the other end between the rocker and the valve stem. When they get tight, that's when disaster happens, okay? Tight tappets, well, I refer to them as tappet because everyone knows them as a tappet, but if they're too tight, you'll burn out valves, okay? You might pick up a little bit of performance because you're changing the opening timing duration of the camshaft. You're giving it a little bit more lift, longer duration by having tight tappets. You may seem like the car's going very well, it's picked up a little bit of performance, but you're actually doing damage to your valves by leaving them that tight. So we have to adjust them every now and again, usually around about every 20 to 40,000 kilometres in most cars. Alright, and that's to stop them getting tight and loose. We do not want loose ones also, because loose ones just destroy the valve stems, your rockers, any moving parts, because the parts just start slamming together and you can actually physically hear that noise, and that's just causing damage to all your rocker parts. And here is what we're trying to accomplish: setting a gap between the rocker arm and the valve tip using a set of feeler gauges to the correct specification by the cam manufacturer or the engine manufacturer. So all we're doing is just slipping the feeler gauge in there, and we want to get a nice snug pull on it without it being too tight. If it's very tight, you're actually running the risk of actually opening the valve just a little bit. So it's got to be able to be pushed in relatively simply, and then giving you that nice little drag which I've got here, and that's nice and firm. Okay, and that's that gap set. Alright, this one here is actually a solid cam fitted to a Holden with centre adjuster where the fulcrum sits. So with this one it's just a matter of adjusting that bolt in the middle and you're raising the fulcrum up and down. In a lot of the 4 cylinders and other makes that are using solid tappets, the adjuster is actually on the push rod end. Yeah, all you're doing is adjusting a nut and a bolt there, and you're just adjusting the push rod, the clearance in the push rod that it gives. Still, the clearance is here, but you take up the clearance by moving the bolt on the outside instead of on the fulcrum. And that's basically the only 2 adjustments there really are. So that's how you adjust your tappets or your rocker gear, depending what terminology you want to use. And that's all it is. All the rest of my videos have shown you how to position the camshaft in a position where you can actually adjust your tappets. Yeah, so I hope you've looked at all the videos to help you position the camshaft, and now you'll be able to do your own tappet adjustment.